Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Make Me Believe,
Oh, okay.
episode 5.
Cinco.
Cinco.
That means five in Spanish.
That does mean 5 in Spanish. I do have a rudimentary understanding of the language.
Sure.
I can count all the way to 3. 5.
Oh, dear heavens. Okay. So what's the purpose of this podcast?
Oh, okay. Oh, you want to know?
I do.
Boy, would you like to know.
Yes.
Okay, the purpose of this podcast is for me to tell my wife, Kaylin, hello, wave to the audience.
Hello. Nobody can see me, but I'm waving.
Yeah. Me to tell my wife, Kaylin, here, a bunch of scary stories to try to make her believe in the supernatural.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How's that working out for you?
It's working out pretty good. We're, I think, a quarter of the way there.
No.
No?
No.
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 Okay. Well, the big 4 that we talked about.
Yes, the big 4.
Which I'm sure that number will go up whenever, we dive into more things, and maybe there's a category that we don't know about.
Yeah, could be.
Ooh, stuff we don't know about. I like that. I like the unknown.
What's at the bottom of the ocean? We don't know.
That's true.
No.
Mm-hmm. Megalodon. All the prehistoric dinosaurs are still there.
Sure.
We don't know.
Sure.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I love the movie Meg.
Yes, you do.
I do.
I don't know why you gravitated towards that movie. Maybe it's just the fact that Jason Statham takes his shirt off.
Yeah.
And does he do it in both movies or just the one?
Yeah. I mean, it's also his accent.
Okay. All right. That's fair.
Because he doesn't take his shirt off in The Beekeeper, and I still really like that movie.
That's a good movie.
Mm-hmm.
It was. I too also really like The Beekeeper.
There's no shirt coming off in that one. I just like his accent, and I think he's fun to watch.
He is fun to watch. He's always he plays this serious guy, but he's always like a character.
Yeah.
And it's just so funny.
Yeah. But anyway, back to the whole reason we started talking about this. The Meg.
Yes.
Being at the bottom of the ocean. I don't believe that the Meg is real.
What about the Leopleurodons?
No.
They're magical Leopleurodons.
I knew he was going to do that.
They're going to show us the way.
No. No. Okay, you weirdo.
Yeah.
So you have some stories for me today?
Yes, I do. I do have some stories for you.
How many stories do I get today?
We're going to go with 2 today.
2? Ooh. Is one a longie?
They're both somewhat a longie.
How long are we going to be here today? My goodness.
I don't know.
Okay, so you have at least 2.
Yes, I have 2. I kind of talked to you about throwing this third one in, and depending on the time, I might just throw this one in.
If not, we've already got one ready for next time.
That is correct.
Woohoo!
Trying to get some in the bag. Getting these stories is a pain. I'm not going to lie to you. But it's so fun reading all these stories, and a lot of them are first-hand accounts. Now, whether or not they're made up, like some of them clearly made up, and they're just short stories that somebody wrote.
Use their imagination to write.
Yeah, and you can clearly tell that. Mm-hmm. But then, and some of them are just absolutely amazing. Some people out there have just a beautiful mind, and they are amazing storytellers. Me, I'm a mediocre story reader. And
you're just getting started on reading stories.
I am. Hooked on phonics. I'm starting that at 32.
You also don't read out loud a lot.
I don't. So.
And that makes things a little bit more difficult if you're not used to reading out loud. And I am used to reading out loud because people would get frustrated when we were doing something when we were kids or teenagers, mm-hmm. and somebody else was supposed to be reading, and they stuttered or had to start sentences over or paused too long in the middle of a sentence, and
it takes you out of it.
And then everybody would get frustrated, and then I would go, here, just give it to me. I'll do it.
Yeah, and I was a strong reader whenever I was in like middle school. It's about around the time whenever I discovered women.
Mm-hmm. Well, you're still a strong reader. You just don't read out loud a lot.
I don't.
Because you read all the time.
I do, and I read fairly quickly, but it's in my head. Yeah. So I don't mind if I mispronounce a word in my head because I'm just like I know what the gist is.
And that's where we're so different because I'm going to sit there and struggle on a word repeatedly, even if I'm reading it in my head.
You're your own worst critic?
I am. Oh my gosh, yeah, I am. I critique when I go back, and because I'm that weird person that I listen to our own podcast,
mm-hmm.
and I'll go back through and I'll go, dang, I was really mean there. Oh, man. Oh, I probably hurt somebody's feelings. I did not mean to do that.
Oh, isn't that the worst? Whenever you just kind of speak out loud, just just what's the word that I'm looking for?
Unintentional?
No, unintentional. Just without a filter, it just like kind of just slips out
innocently.
Yeah, I mean, it came out innocent enough through you.
Yeah.
And then you're thinking about it like an hour later, and you're like, oh man. That was rude.
Yeah. I have thought that about every single episode so far that we have posted.
Last episode you did really well.
Yeah, I'm trying not to be so much of a bitch.
There's time, like in the first couple episodes, I was like, ooh, you coming on strong.
I know.
I'm glad you tamed out.
Yeah.
And let's
I figure you've got the road bumps in the first couple episodes of a podcast. You're still learning stuff.
Yeah, and that's all this is just we're trying.
So give me grace, please. I'm sorry. Okay, so you may have 3 stories for me. Are you going to keep these a surprise and only tell me which one we're going to talk about when we talk about it?
No, I'm going to go ahead and give you a sneak preview. I guess would probably be. I'll give you a sneak preview. Okay. Like I always do. The first one is about a black-eyed children encounter.
Okay.
Yeah.
You know, explain what that is, right?
Yes, I will. Okay. I will explain what the black-eyed children are.
Okay.
And then the next one is from my own little vault of curiosities.
Okay.
It's a haunting revolving my own sister, Alex.
Oh dear.
Yeah. Yeah. It happened whenever we were 15 and living on the ranch.
She was 15 or you were 15?
She was 15. I was 12.
Okay.
I'll get into.
Okay.
I'll get into that later.
Okay.
But yeah. So I talked to my sister. We'll get into that later. Yeah. Anyway.
Okay. And then you're gonna do the third one, or are we just gonna wing it, play it by ear? How are we gonna do?
I'm gonna play it by ear on this one.
All right, let's go.
Yeah, we'll see. All right.
Okay.
So, okay, black-eyed children, or black-eyed kids, are a legendary paranormal creature originating in modern American folklore, which superficially resemble human children or teenagers with pale skin and pitch-black eyes. They are reported seen begging or hitchhiking, or are encountered on doorsteps of residential homes. These beings are alleged to be either undead, ghostly, demonic, alien, or otherwise inhuman creatures attempting to impersonate ordinary human children in order to manipulate people by requesting entry into their house or riding in a vehicle with supposedly sinister motives. For those people that have heard of black-eyed children before, there are tons of stories about them. And they are creepy. They are some of the creepiest things out there.
So they like to hang out in neighborhoods.
Yes. In neighborhoods or along the street, or in a parking lot, or even at a park.
So places where it seems like places you would find like kids, other kids, or I feel like moms.
Yeah. A good chunk of the stories that I found revolving black-eyed children revolve around one parent or one child.
Okay.
And they just antagonize them in a way that is so creepy because, as I said in the last episode, with something impersonating something else, the skinwalker impersonating that guy.
Oh, that one was. Whew.
That one got me. The black-eyed children, they're impersonating kids, which is a...
Oh, okay.
They impersonate kids, and it's trying to tug at your heartstrings a little bit, and doing so in a very sinister way.
Okay.
So we're going to go ahead and get into the story.
Okay.
And again, talking about the sound that's coming, the crackling
Mm-hmm.
and the whistling coming on during the stories that I read. The whole premise behind that is us sitting around a campfire.
Yes.
I feel like I need to reiterate that.
We are going to try, because I listened to the third one today, and we're going to try to see if we can swap it where it sounds like Adrian's voice is louder than the fire, because it seems like if you imagine it being layered,
Yeah,
it
it's just a little bit too high in
yeah.
the
So
audio.
we're going to see if we can fix that. So sorry if that's annoying to anybody.
Yeah. Okay, the story is called "The Boy at the Playground."
All right, bring it on.
Heather, a young girl of age 8, sat alone on a creaky swing set. Little feet pounded the ground, dirt flying into the air. But Heather remained in solitude. The children didn't like her. Her mother was odd, her father was gone. She was not a normal child. Weird children don't get to play. She curled her knees against her chest and buried her face. Tears only drove the children farther away. At least like this she can hear what it was like to be happy. A quiet sob fell over her small frame. Silent tears decorated her pale face, eyes hidden behind her frail little knees. Heather. The air hummed. She turned desperately. The last time that name had been rung aloud, her mother had been calling to her. Her tired eyes crazed to see someone else's gaze meet hers. A child could only be alone for so long. Heather. Her eyes snapped upwards, meeting only a pool of obsidian. His expression was welcoming. Jagged teeth filling a grin stretched ear to ear. His clothes were muddy and torn, one shoe missing. His skin was pale, networks of blue pulsing beyond the thin, papery flesh. He was hidden from the children by an underbrush neighboring the playground. Many parents feared the woods, knowing it was easy to get lost. Heather didn't mind. Curiosity overtook logic. "Do you want to play with us?" he offered. Heather stood, nodding happily. She trotted to the edge of the woodland. He offered a hand to her, smiling broadly with that serrated charm. She placed her palm in his. He guided her into the timbers. She stumbled. Her Velcro pink shoes kicked loose and rested a few feet from the forest wall. "Wait, my shoes," she pled. "Don't worry. You won't need it." Heather was unsure, but smiled. "Okay." He pulled her deeper and deeper into the forest. There was no way to distinguish where they were, but it didn't matter. She wasn't lonely anymore. He stopped, turned to her, holding a finger to his lips. "Stay here. We're gonna go hide." "Okay," Heather chimed happily. She turned towards a tree and buried her face in the bark as she started to count. 1, 2, 3. When she got to 10, she turned around facing the empty forest. She looked around desperately, finding no one. The sound of other children laughing now, what seemed to be a distant memory. Just then she heard a twig snap behind her. She turned around quickly and found the boy standing there just a few feet away from her. She jumped. "Whoa! You scared me. Did you forget to hide?" she said with an awkward chuckle. No response came from the boy. His eyes seemed darker than earlier. She didn't know how that was possible, but it was. The boy started walking towards her. She backed up now slowly, feeling a sense of dread. She tripped over a tree root. "Join us," the boy said, not breaking his stride, reaching out for her. His hand now inches away from her. She closed her eyes tight and opened her mouth to scream. But as soon as the scream escaped her lips, she heard her mother calling her name. "Heather! Heather!" She opened her eyes and saw the image of the boy now replaced with her mother. "Heather, I've been looking all over for you. What are you doing out here?" Not knowing how to answer her, she hugged her mom tightly and followed her back home, never speaking of her encounter with the black-eyed boy to anyone.
This poor little girl.
I know. I know. It
People
is
are
such a
mean.
sad story.
Kids are mean.
They are. The kids are the worst. I've said that for a long time, and I know you have.
Yeah.
You don't like teenagers.
No. I didn't like teenagers when I was one. No, that's so sad. That poor little girl.
Yeah, the poor little thing.
So lonely. Just wants to play with somebody.
Yeah, she just wanted a friend.
Yeah, so let's run off into the woods with a stranger.
Mm-hmm. Whenever someone offers you that
What kind of
friendly
other
invitation.
parents that are sitting there with their kids playing at the park don't see this little girl wandering off by herself into the woods? What kind of shitty parents are you?
I don't know. She was just the kid that was crying on the swing set.
Poor little girl. Makes
Yeah.
me sad. Makes me mad. I want to find those other parents and smack them.
Yes, so black-eyed children. So freaky.
So what was he going to do to her? Like, what is their purpose?
So he was going to have her join him.
How? And was he going to murder her?
Yes.
Oh, no.
So there are stories out there where they snatch children and the children just end up missing. Never to be seen again. They're just gone. And people say that it's the black-eyed children that have taken them. There's some stories where they gouge their eyes out and make them one of them.
Ew.
Mm-hmm.
No.
Yeah. There's a lot of crazy stories out there. We'll get more into black-eyed children.
I don't like them.
No, they are just
like
absolutely terrifying.
I don't like them at all. Nope. I'm good. Okay. Yeah. I don't like it.
No?
Poor little girl.
Okay.
So desperate.
Yeah.
So desperate.
So any rebuttal against that story, or?
Well, when you're a little kid and you're lonely, you do make up imaginary friends.
I was thinking you were gonna go imaginary friend.
So, unfortunately, this little girl is odd. Her mom's odd. She's weird.
Mom's odd. Dad's gone. She's by herself.
Where your imagination went. It's sad. Subconsciously, your brain doesn't think very clearly. It gives you some homicidal maniac trying to murder you.
Yeah.
Makes me sad for her.
Usually, that doesn't come into my head until I watch a scary movie by myself. Then I think there's a homicidal maniac outside.
Yeah. No. Yeah, no, this just makes me sad. Because even if that story were true to the point that at least that there was a little girl who was lonely, there's still that poor little girl that was sitting there at the park by herself, lonely.
Yeah.
And obviously that was not in the same time frame that we live in, because no parent lets their kid go to the park by themselves anymore.
No.
Poor little girl.
I know. Anything about that story stand out to you? Like anything you want to talk about?
So it was only the little boy.
Yes.
That found her, talked to her, whatever.
Coerced her?
Yeah. But then when they got to the woods, there were others? Because he said, stay here, we're going to hide.
Yeah, that part kind of threw me off as well. Because it only ever talked about just the little boy.
And then what was the deal with the shoes? Like, he was missing a shoe, and then he was totally cool with her not having a shoe, even though she wanted her shoe.
I think that was a little bit of foreshadowing of...
He's missing a shoe, same thing probably happened to him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's what kind of happened. I think that's what that was leading up to.
I mean, we could get real into psychology and go, well, her dad's gone, so her dad is the shoe, and it's gone, and she wants him to stay. You know, like we could go, like, super into dissecting that in her subconscious brain.
Yeah, we're not going to dive that deep into it.
Oh, man, but I'm taking a psychology course. It'll be fun.
There you go. Look, higher education for the win.
Okay.
Okay, the next story, I'm actually very excited for, and I certainly hope that my sister is listening.
Oh yeah, she doesn't like the scary things.
No. I called my sister. Okay, let's go ahead and get into this one.
Okay, go for it.
So I called my sister Alex yesterday.
The one I didn't mean to be so mean about in episode 2. That one. My bad, Alex. I'm sorry.
She's mean right back, so she's fine.
Yeah, but she's not mean to me. She's mean to you because you're siblings.
Yeah, so it's fine.
But she's not mean to me, but I felt like I was mean, so I'm sorry.
Okay. So I called Alex, and I said, "Hey, remember whenever you would see that little girl at the ranch whenever we were younger?" She goes, "Oh yeah." I said, "Yeah, I'm gonna need some details on that because I had an experience with the same little girl, and for the sake of the story and the sake of telling it properly, I had to go to the original source. So hopefully she'll listen to this, and she'll either yell at me for scaring the crap out of her or something. I don't know. Fingers crossed.
Oh, you want to be yelled at by your sister?
No, I want to scare the crap out of her.
Oh, okay.
That's what little brothers do.
Wouldn't know. I'm the oldest.
Yeah, you are. The oldest child married the youngest child.
I know. It's so weird.
Yeah, totally different personalities.
Oh my gosh, like nobody would believe.
Okay, all right. So we're gonna go into this. I'm gonna give you just a little bit of backstory.
Okay.
On this. So in the year 2000, my father purchased a plot of land south of Pleasanton, Texas. That's about 30 miles south of San Antonio. So after about 6 months of having the land, he came across a semi-rundown one-bedroom house that was built in the 1900s, just a few properties over, with a for sale sign on it. According to my dad, the house was relatively cheap and cost very little to relocate onto our property. So Dad and a couple of my uncles spent the summer adding a living room and 2 extra bedrooms for me and my sister. So it was going to be one big happy house. That was started in the year 2000, whenever he started building it. It's the year 2025. Still not done.
No, it's not.
No, it's not.
He's always got things he wants to change and add, and
it is so funny.
He can't hold still. That's why.
Yeah,
he is like constantly got to be doing something.
Yeah, he's always upgrading something. It's so funny. So whenever I was 12 and my sister was 15, the first summer that we lived there, it's when the most haunted events occurred. I have titled this "The Haunting of the JD Ranch." Right after school had let out for summer, my mother had excitingly packed up and shipped me and my sister out to my father's for a much-needed break from us kids. After a 4.5-hour drive from Lake Worth, we excitedly arrived at my father's new property that he had talked about in detail with me and my sister over the past few months during our phone calls. Our mother gave us our hugs and a kiss and promptly disappeared behind a dust cloud faster than I could say "I'll miss you." After we dropped off our bags in the front porch, we excitedly spent the next few hours exploring the ranch and seeing how many wild animals we could find. Once the sun started to set, we were called in to come eat before the cucuy, the Mexican boogeyman, got us. Me and my sister ran inside, not knowing what horrors would await us later that night. After eating our first authentic Mexican meal that we had in months, my father dropped the bomb on us that our own rooms that he had been building for the past few weeks were not ready to live in. But the slightly new couches were not, and I quote, that bad to sleep on in the newly built living room. A bit disheartened, but extremely exhausted, we settled in and almost immediately passed out on the sofas, but not before my sister made it known that she would be getting the longer couch, even though she was shorter than me. It was 3 a.m. when I was awakened by my sister screaming at the top of her lungs. No words were said, just non-stop screaming. It couldn't have been more than 5 seconds before my dad had come barreling into the living room with a shotgun, asking what was going on. He then saw me looking startled, watching my sister, who was in a kind of trance-like state, staring at the corner of the ceiling, not blinking. My dad ran to her and started to almost violently shake her to try to wake her up, but she just continued to scream. It was then that my Catholic father got on his knees and started reciting the Lord's Prayer. After going over it a few times, did my sister come out of her trance and actually acknowledge the world around her. She was uncontrollably sobbing at this point, just repeating. The little girl in the corner wouldn't stop smiling at me. She then fell asleep, understandably exhausted, refusing to talk about it the following day. This was a pattern that continued for the next few weeks, with some small day breaks in between, where I believe she was just too exhausted to have any sort of energy to react. After turning into a withdrawn version of my sister I once knew, she called our mother to come get her. She arrived the next day to pick both of us up, but being the dumbass I was, I chose to stay thinking that was her ghost and not something that would bother me. But it was not 12 hours later that I find out just how wrong I was. I was enjoying the larger sofa, the better angle of the TV, and when I noticed that I was slowly falling asleep. I then started half-heartedly laughing myself and saying that the ghost wasn't going to come visit me. But I was awoken at 3 a.m. with a certain feeling of dread. I sort of knew what was happening, but putting enough effort to try to push it away. I had kept my eyes shut and slowly moved over to the side of the couch to make sure I was looking into the couch before opening my eyes in fear of seeing what I knew what was on the ceiling. I remember hearing my heart beating faster and faster. I kept staring into the blackness that was the couch. When I felt my own heart slowing down, as I finally caught my breath, I started to fall back asleep. and just before my eyes closed again, I heard a very quiet "Psst." I then quickly looked up at the corner of the ceiling, and that's when I saw her. I just remember seeing a little girl with porcelain skin, pitch black hair, and pitch black hair that blended into the shadows. She was just staring at me. She then flashed a smile that went literally ear to ear. I screamed for my dad, which he then came running into the living room holding a small container of holy water that he had gotten from the local Catholic church in town, sprinkling it on me just as he did to my sister for the past few weeks. After praying the Lord's Prayer, did she finally vanish. Like my sister, I refused to talk about it the next day, but unlike my sister, I decided that that couch was haunted and proceeded to switch back to the haunted free couch now. The next night, I had fallen asleep yet again and was woken from my sleep with a sense of dread at 3 a.m. I looked into the corner that the little girl was in the previous night, expecting to see her there. I had a scream waiting to call my dad in to save me, but she wasn't there. I exhaled a sign of relief and closed my eyes again, half laughing it off when I heard another psst, but coming from a different corner of the room. The same corner that was at the foot of the supposed haunted free couch. I looked up, and the little girl was not smiling anymore. In fact, she was just now staring at me with a disappointed and very vexed look on her face that was basically saying, "How dare you try to get away from me?" I couldn't scream this time. I was beyond horrified. I was just there, frozen in time, worried about what this little girl was going to do to me. When my father got up, out of habit at this point, and he saw my expression, he then did his nightly ritual of holy water and the Lord's Prayer when she finally went away. The next day was my 13th birthday, and I had spent the whole day fishing with my grandparents while my dad ran errands, and after that horrible night, I never saw the little girl again. Cut to 2019, I was now visiting my dad's ranch to help him look through some documents, when I came across a card from a local church that had a date on it, like an appointment reminder. I promptly asked him what this was about, which he half jokingly replied, "Your grandma convinced me to get the house blessed when y'all were kids because she thought it was haunted." I joined him in some half-hearted laughing when my stomach dropped after I noticed the date. It was dated July 12th, my birthday, which was the same day I stopped seeing the little girl. I brought this story up to my sister to ask her about any details I might have missed. That is when she told me that she saw the little girl more times than she let on. She saw the little girl all the time. She would walk into the house and see her sitting on the couch smiling at her, and would hear her walking down the hall towards the bedroom at night. The craziest part, her visits with the girl were not just at night, as well as in the middle of the day. That is one of the haunted stories of the ranch I grew up on.
I would love to hear your dad's side of it. I really would.
Yeah.
But I can't imagine your dad charging into the living room with a shotgun. Like, I have zero. The fact, though, that means your sister was screaming loud because your dad snores like it's going out of style.
Oh, my dad snores. So, it literally rocks the house.
I mean, I can't even. There's like nothing because I can't be mean. I mean, I'm married to you, and
you're mean to me all the time.
Yeah, there's a difference. And then I'm not gonna be mean to your sister.
Okay.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, I could see your grandma though telling your dad.
Oh yeah.
Get the priest out here now.
Oh, grandma, she's super religious. She believes in all the paranormal.
That does not surprise me.
What
surprises me is your dad coming out there saying the Lord's Prayer and the Holy. Like, I just don't see your dad doing that at all.
It's the middle of the night. Your kid's screaming about seeing a ghost in the corner of the room that nobody else can see. And grandma, being his mom, being super, into the paranormal. I wouldn't say super, but she's
also,
into it.
I'm not going to argue with your grandma. Like, if she says call the priest, you're calling the priest because she's probably going to smack you with something.
Yeah, I remember I remember grandma saging the house at one point.
That doesn't surprise me either.
Yeah, no. She did a lot. There was a lot of old timey like Mexican remedies that Grandma would do all the time. If I was
that.
sick, she had this root. It was kind of like straw. Dad knows what it is, but that she would boil and make me drink, and it was the worst. It was horrible.
She don't care. You're gonna do it.
Yeah, yeah. I drank it, and the worst part about it is a hot drink. But we had these like aluminum cups that made it hotter, and like not only are you drinking this basically just grass juice, because it's not tea. I mean, it's not tea.
Mm-hmm.
It's just this grass juice, and now you have this aluminum taste with it. It was. I just remember growing up with that, and anytime I got sick, I would not tell them until I was like dying on my bed or dying at the toilet, something.
Aww.
And that's whenever Dad would see me. He's like, "All right, I'm gonna start the pot." Like, no, please, no.
Yep, that makes sense. And that you said that was in 2019.
Yeah.
What were you looking for?
I don't remember.
Okay. I remember us going through documents looking for the title to that truck at one point.
Yeah. It might have been us looking for the deed to that truck.
That would have been in
2019.
No, it wouldn't have been. I didn't meet your dad till 2020, February 2020.
Oh, yeah, that's right. So, I don't know. Maybe I was just helping him clean out.
Oh, okay.
Who knows? Every time I go over there, it's some new project that I just end up getting kind of roped into.
Yes.
Which I have no problem with.
Yeah.
No.
You enjoy that.
I do.
You kind of expect it.
Yeah.
You're like, what are we? We're not doing anything? Because we didn't do anything the last time.
No, we did not, and I felt incredibly bad.
It was weird.
It was weird.
Super weird.
Usually, Dad, he's like, "All right, well, I got an extra hand. Let's go."
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Once we get off the mics, and she's like, "Okay, here's what I had."
Well, I already told you, at the beginning. I believe that you believe that those things happened.
Those things did happen.
And do I believe that they happened? No, I do not.
It was a little girl with pale white skin in this white kind of frilly dress. It was super weird, super scary.
It makes me wonder though, was the house, that part of the house haunted?
See, that's the weird part. Alex only ever saw the little girl in the newer part of the house.
So wait, what living room were you in? Were you in the main room, or were you in the room that is now the living room? So before, when I first met him, when you walked in the house, that was where he had the TV, he had his couch, and then you went through that doorway, and then that was the dining room table and all that stuff, and then the hallway where the bedrooms are.
Yeah, there.
Okay, there. So it was in...
So you walk in, and then you come into this, to the dining room, living room area of the original house.
That was the part that was built in the 1900s.
Yes, and then if you take a right, there's Dad's bedroom.
Yeah.
And then if you walk straight, there was the kitchen.
Yes.
A little alleyway of a kitchen.
Yes.
And then if you took a left, he opened up that wall,
he attached that living room.
Yeah, he attached the living room. So that part got built on. It was an add-on, and Alex would only see the ghost there, in that part. So that was the weirdest thing, is you would think that the little ghost girl would be haunting the area that was built in the 1900s, but no, she was haunting the brand new place.
Interesting.
Yeah.
And was it just you two kids that were there, or was it his girlfriend's kids too?
At that point, it was just us. It was just me and my sister. And then eventually, my dad's girlfriend, Charlie and Chelsea, moved in with us. Because we had left. Alex was gone after the haunting. Mm-hmm. And then whenever Charlie and Chelsea moved in, both of us came back.
Did you guys tell your mom about this?
I never did. I'm sure Alex did, though.
Okay, I was curious as to what she said about it, so we're going to have to go have dinner with her one night and ask her.
Yeah.
I'm so curious.
In 2 weeks, whenever this episode airs.
Well, yeah, we can give an update here, but, I mean, we still have, like, a whole list of hole-in-the-wall food places to go try.
Yeah, that's true.
So.
It's one thing that we like to do. Let's go try out new places with my family.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I'm curious if she knows the story, and then if she doesn't, what she says about it. Because she does do all the crystals and all that stuff, and she seems to believe in those things. So I'm curious as to what she would say.
Still waiting for the crystal to help me fly.
I've got to grow them. I'm sorry.
Okay. You're on that, right?
Yeah. 100%.
Sweet. Can't wait.
Yeah, I'm currently doing another science experiment with the little one,
Uh-huh.
and he has another science experiment that we have to do.
Oh my
And I have
goodness.
to check the oldest one for his science experiments because we have the 2 boxes that Louise bought
Uh-huh.
for science,
Yeah.
and they're so cool. I wish they had that when I was a kid. So we're doing all the science experiments.
Okay.
Yeah, there's going to be
That's
one with batteries later.
ooh,
It's going to be fun.
man,
Yeah.
electricity. I like it.
Yeah.
What do you think? Are you up for a third scare?
Sure. Let's bring it on.
Okay. All right. So, this is a story that I found on Reddit. The author's name is Manuel De Andres. Username is OwnGate4243. He's a Spanish horror and mystery writer.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, yeah. I read some of his stories, and they're amazing. I want to tell a few more of them, but I specifically got permission to tell this one today, and I'll hit him back up to see if he's okay with me sharing a few more.
So now, are these stories that he's made up, or are these firsthand encounters either himself or from people that he knows that have told him? Or does he say?
I'm pretty sure these are just stories that he's written.
Okay, cool.
Okay. So this story is called "What Followed Me Home."
Oh, dear heavens. Okay.
San Agustin Church, Almagro, late winter 2023. I don't know if what I experienced that night was real or a figment of my imagination, but since then, I can't look at St. Augustine Church without a chill running down my spine. I still wonder if someone else, hidden in the shadows, was watching me without my knowledge. I looked at the time on my cell phone, 8 o'clock sharp. The icy wind howled outside like a lone wolf, while inside the church, only an ancient, dense silence reigned. I was the last one in the temple that Friday. St. Augustine, with its century-old walls, stood like a sleeping giant. Its faded frescoes seemed to watch me from another era. I wrapped myself in my black coat, my only armor against the treacherous cold, while my green scarf tightened around my neck like an uncomfortable but warm snake. I can't wait for the day to end, I thought as I checked the light switch. The sigh that escaped me echoed through the naves like a faint protest against the centuries of silence. I was headed for the exit when I remembered I had left my backpack in the office. Damn, I muttered. I went back inside. The cold seemed to have seeped into the stones, a different kind of cold that penetrated to the bone, as if something invisible had taken root in that place. Then I heard it. Clog, clog, clog. 3 sharp metallic blows, spaced apart with an echo that seemed to linger longer than normal, as if they did not belong only to the present, but to a remote time trapped within the walls. The lights flickered, and at the same time a fine mist began to seep in from the end of the side corridor. I stood still. I remembered the stories that circulated about this place. The ghost of an Augustinian friar, dressed in a black habit, who many have claimed to see. They say that he had lived in the 19th century, and that even after his death, he watched over the church to prevent its demolition. Several people swore that they had felt his presence, the smell of incense, footsteps approaching, low voices speaking Latin. The air smelled of incense, but no one had lit it. I had the absurd certainty that if I stayed there for a second longer, something would brush against my neck. I clenched my teeth and took a step towards the sacristy, and then I felt it, a pressure on my back, as if someone had placed their hand on me. It wasn't a firm touch at first, but a brief, icy caress that quickly turned into a decisive push, as if cold, bony fingers were gently closing around my coat. I froze, unable to turn around, and then I heard it. It wasn't footsteps. It was like the rustling of a habit dragging across the stone floor, closer and closer, until it was right behind me. The smell of incense grew stronger, and I was afraid that if I turned around, something would be there, so close that I could feel its breath. I wanted to move, but my body wouldn't obey me. It was as if the cold hand was holding my will. When I finally gathered the courage to look, there was no one there. Just a pale mist floating in the air, in a silence so thick it hurt my ears. I moved forward to the sacristy. I hesitated before opening the door. My heart was pounding, as if it was trying to warn me. Finally, I turned the key. What I saw took my breath away. Filing cabinets that should have been lined up were scattered across the floor, papers strewn about, folders open, a chair overturned, a crucifix fallen. I had checked it just 2 hours earlier. Everything was perfectly tidy. No one else but me had the key. It was impossible for anyone to have entered. What the hell? I whispered, feeling my voice break between anger and fear. I took out my cell phone and took pictures as if I needed proof that this was real. I locked the door and turned around when the knocking returned. Clong, clong, clong. Faster, more insistent, as if they were trying to drag me back there. I took a deep breath, turning the key again and opened the door. The sight froze my blood. Everything was in its place, as if an invisible hand had played with my sanity. It was so perfect that it seemed fake. A scene hastily staged to hide what had happened. The scent of roses lingered in the air. Soft, but unmistakable. Not even a minute had passed since I locked the door. Not a sound, not a rustle, not a shadow betrayed any activity. And yet everything looked as if it had just been put there. With my phone trembling in my fingers, I checked the photos. They clearly showed the absolute chaos I had seen. Filing cabinets on the floor, crumpled papers, open folders. There was the proof. And yet something inside me whispered that not even a picture could protect me from whatever had done this. I left the church, closing the door behind me. As I walked home, the cold feeling on my back didn't go away. I didn't want to tell anyone, not in a town like Almagro, where stories fly and get distorted. I was afraid that they would think I was crazy, or worse, that they would say it was all a hoax. That night, on my sofa, I tried to convince myself that maybe I had imagined what had happened. But every time I came close to that idea, I felt as if something or someone was too close, listening. And deep down, I knew that my life from that night on would never be the same. That night, in bed, I could still feel the cold hand on my back. And that wasn't the worst of it. The worst part was that I had the feeling that whatever had followed me to the door hadn't stayed in the church. At 3:15 in the morning, my phone vibrated. A photo notification. The system said, "New image saved." It was a photo of me sleeping.
No.
And behind me, a black silhouette with a hand resting on my shoulder.
Nope.
It was smiling.
Nope.
There you go.
No.
No?
Absolutely not. Absolutely not.
That...
I mean, it was creepy in the church. Okay, yep, that's all odd. Don't like that. Let's leave. Okay, all right, we're done now. Okay,
Uh-huh.
We escaped the creepiness.
Yeah.
And then that? Absolutely not.
No.
Nope. No, absolutely not. You must be crazy. Mm-mm. No. Get out of here.
The fact that he took a picture, like he just had the forethought to take a picture of it.
Yeah.
I don't know what was going through his head, but just like, I need a picture of this.
Well, and then his thought the picture's not going to protect him.
Yeah.
And then now whatever follows you home is taking your picture. That's like the greatest kind of screw you of you're going to take our picture, we're going to take your picture.
Yeah.
And we're creepier.
Yeah. It was...
I don't like it.
You want to try me?
Yeah. No, I don't like
You're
it.
not going to win this game.
Yeah, nope, I don't like it. Yeah, that was...
Yeah, I feel like everything escalated, and it just freaked us both out a little bit.
That guy's a good storyteller.
He's a really good storyteller.
Mm-mm.
I really hope that he lets me use more of his stories, because that was good.
Dude, scared the crap out of me there at the end. I didn't like that. I didn't like that at all. No, sir. No. Mm-mm. Absolutely not. No. Nope. And I don't know why, but it seems like whenever a story is not in America, it's creepier.
It's creepier?
I don't know why. I guess I should... When it's not... I think ones from the East Coast are super creepy, and then the ones like super far down south could be creepy, but I think stories that come from Mexico are creepy.
Oh, yeah.
Stories from Europe are creepy.
I grew up with stories from Mexico.
And then anything from Japan, absolutely not. I mean, their ability to tell a horror story
is insane.
I feel like they need some mental health professionals to go visit them, because
Japanese horror stories are amazing. They just have a way of building tension.
Oh my gosh.
That is just unparalleled. Now, this guy right here that we just read, he just hats off to him. That is such a it's a relatively short story, and it's beautifully told.
Scary.
It's so creepy, and I was reading it the channels that I'm on Reddit for horror stories. I go and I read until I find titles that are just pop out to me, and then I read the stories. And over half of the time, I don't message anybody to ask for them.
Yeah,
because they just well, your title was good, your story was all right, but it's nothing I really want to tell. This
Ouch.
one, well, you'll never know who they are, and they'll never know who they are.
That's true.
But this guy, I read his story and I was like, oh my goodness, that is a good one. And something about the fact that he was asleep.
Yeah, I don't like that.
Yeah, because that's when you're at your most vulnerable.
Yeah, because you don't know what it is either. Like with most of the ones that you've told, okay, we got poltergeist, we have demon, we have the Rougarou, all those. You know what that is. You have something that you can attribute it to,
and that's what makes it even creepier. Yes. Because you don't there was the friar that they said haunted the place, but is that
because what if he took the picture and that just enabled it to go with him, whatever it was?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. It's just the overall creepiness of that story that just it really kicked it up a notch.
It was very creepy.
Yeah,
very creepy. I like it. Good job.
Good job.
What was his first name? Manuel.
Manuel.
Good job, Mr. Manuel. I appreciate it, because we're not going to pretend that I won't butcher your last name. So, I'm sorry.
Yeah,
that was good.
Manuel De Andres. Andreas. Andres. Andres.
Andreas, yeah.
Andreas. Manuel De Andres.
Yeah, good job.
Great job.
That was very creepy. Very creepy, sir. I think they were all pretty creepy. I mean, poor little girl.
Poor little girl.
Well, kind of had two poor little girls, because
my sister,
Heather, and your sister.
Yeah.
And poor little Adrian.
Yeah, I also got scared. So pity for me. Yeah. And with my story, whenever we first talked about this podcast and when we launched our first episode, posted it on Facebook, and then one of my best friends that I grew up with, Brandon.
Yeah.
He responded. I love Brandon. He responded. He commented on it. He's like, I remember the stories that your dad used to tell about the ranch.
Yeah. You guys do have that haunted bowling alley.
Oh yeah, the haunted bowling alley. Oh, Pleasanton's got some haunts too.
Because that's right next to the high school, right?
Yeah, we're going. First one was Lake Worth, where I kind of grew up, and then Pleasanton, and then we're just gonna slowly start branching out from there.
You've lived in a lot of different places.
I have lived kind of all over.
I don't move, so...
No. I've been stationary ever since we've met.
Yes.
Yeah.
A year after living in this house, we're walking in from the grocery store, and the little one goes, "Hey, Mom." I said, "Yeah?" He goes, "Are we going to move soon?" So what are you talking about? And he goes, "Well, we've been here a while. Shouldn't we be moving?" And I was like, "No, I don't move." He's like, "Oh, okay." It took about 2 years for the older one to go, "Hey, are we going to move?" No, why would we do that? And he goes, "I don't know. We've been here a while." "Yeah, I don't move." "Oh, okay."
Yeah, your room's to stay, buddy. Your room's to stay.
Yeah. Those were good though.
I had the personal connection with the second story.
Yeah.
The first story, black eyed children, they just get me.
I don't like them.
They get me. Little kid haunts.
Terrible.
Oh, they are creepy.
No, thank
you. Just all in all, they always equal a creepy time.
Yeah, no, thank you. I'm good.
And then the third final story,
good job.
hats off to that guy.
Yeah, that was very creepy. because you don't know what it is, and he just leaves it with that. Like, there's no explanation.
Yeah, nothing.
All right, well.
No follow-up story, none of that. And I
This is
like...
a Catholic church, yeah?
I believe so.
Okay, well, I ain't going to a Catholic church anymore. Nope. Nope. I'm out.
We can look into that later. Or maybe he'll listen to this and he'll reach out. I don't know, but I do like his stories, and I'm destined to look for other haunters, authors.
Okay, I think we're gonna have to call it a night, y'all.
Yep, it's been a very long day.
Yes.
Okay, well, I guess we'll just end there, yeah?
Works for me. I have to go bake some cookies.
Go bake some cookies, and
Yep.
we're gonna make fun of a coworker.
He started it.
All right, guys. Well, thanks for joining us, and
Episode 5.
hope you enjoyed all the spooks.
Yeah.
Yeah. What? Oh, yeah. Hey, Kaylin.
Yes, Adrian.
Before we go, I have a very important question I gotta ask you.
What's up?
Do you believe?
No, I don't.
No?
Maybe next time.
Maybe next time. Okay, all right. We'll end it there. You have a good night.
Bye.
Bye.